Victor Osimhen. Now, the reports are saying that PSG are very close to signing him. And I've said this from the moment Mbappe let it be known that he is not going to be extending his contract at PSG. They are going to have to splash a lot of cash. When they played against Barcelona, I told you guys, their starting midfield and attack looks pathetic. Like, where would PSG honestly finish in the Premier League? I think they come maybe 6th or 7th, but that side is not that good. And I think the owners there, you're gonna have to respond to Mbappe leaving. The fans are gonna demand some big players to be coming through. And I think Victor Osimhen is locked in to be a PSG player for next season. He is gonna be the guy that they're gonna make the replacement for Mbappe. Now, I think you can't just sign Victor Osimhen and then that's it. I think you got to go out there and you got to sign another great attacker, and you also got to go maybe get a midfielder, because that team, it looks mid. So I think with Mbappe leaving, where their goal is going to come from. Victor Osimhen, he's bagged a lot of goals for Napoli, and he's going to cost a lot. We're talking about 130 M's they're talking about, which is his release clause. And I don't think Osimhen is worth all that money. But when you're in PSG situation, you're going to be desperate because you just lost arguably the best attacker in world football for nothing. And they're still going to want to win all the trophies in France. They're still going to want to compete in the Champions League. And there's going to be no way for them to do that unless they go out there and spend a shit ton of money. Like, I think PSG are going to end up spending between 3 to maybe 400 million this summer. And I also do believe that they will sell a few players as well to balance the books. But they got to go out there and respond. They have to make a statement this summer. I said I think it'd be Victor Osimhen and Raphael Leao. But Leao, I'm not convinced that it will 100% be him, but I think it definitely will be Osimhen and somebody else. Maybe a Luis Diaz, who we're going to talk about later. But they got to go out there and spend money. They got to get better midfielders, and they got to get a better attack, because starting Asensio down the middle and Dembele on the right, this is just not good enough. I know that they have Kolo Muani. Whatever happened to him? I feel like I haven't really seen too much or heard from him, and I don't really watch PSG on a weekly basis. But I think if he was cooking, people would talk about him a bit more. And then they also do have that other striker, the Portuguese guy. And again, what is he doing? I have no idea. So I think, yeah, PSG, Victor Osimhen, this is the deal that I do look to see completed this summer. And I think, man, Napoli aren't going to want to sell him. But if he does have a release clause, they're going to have to go out there and just spend that bread, because PSG's owners, they have the money. They're going to be ambitious. And how are you going to make the fans happy after losing Mbappe? I think that's unacceptable. And I think, actually, Mbappe leaving for free should get a lot of people at PSG fired. Like, I don't know whoever's decision it was to keep him here or to not sell him last summer or whatever, but you had to have gotten something back for him. And the fact that you're not, it's a very bad look. So, look, PSG, even though I think that their overall team is a bit mid, look, they're still in and around one of the best teams in Europe. They are competing in the last 8 in the Champions League, but I'm just not convinced by these guys at all. And you got to go sign at least 2 world-class attackers to replace Mbappe's output, because there's not really that many players around world football that can match what stats he could put up, unless you're maybe going to go sign Mo Salah, but I don't really think he'll join PSG. I think that he's going to end up going to Saudi. So there's really nobody else. Now, I saw some reports that they were linked to Vinicius and other guys, but come on now. Let's just be realistic. It's not going to happen. But who knows? Who would have thought that Neymar would leave Barcelona when he did back in, 2016? So, look, never say never, and money definitely talks, but you're not getting Vinicius. And I think that's the only other player that you can just replace Mbappe with, and he's just one guy. So, yeah, I definitely expect it to be Victor Osimhen and another guy that's going to follow him to lead PSG's new attack.